The man only wanted to go out, but he accidentally pulled the entire door handle off.
Hey, the doorknob came off.
What, you broke it?
Of course you did. Didn't break it, it broke.
Is that how you open a door in your house? I mean, you just...
No, it's so weird.
He then noticed that the door lock had a dial on it. He believed this was the first clue to escaping the room. Excited, he immediately instructed everyone to search the room for clues. But for those who had never played an escape room before, even though they were confused, they could only slowly search for anything that might help them get out. Soon John found a book. Inside it there was actually a brand new type of screwdriver. Just as everyone was celebrating this discovery, Lucy noticed the number 451 Decruiter on the book's cover. Lucy thought it was a clue, so she immediately turned the dial on the door lock. Right after that, the entire ceiling lit up with a bright red glow. Everyone could feel the temperature inside the room rising. Lisa told her to turn the dial back right away, but it was already too late. The dial had clicked into place and could no longer be moved. Lisa told Lucy not to touch anything else in the room. Then they walked to the glass window of the reception booth, hoping to get hints from the escape room staff, but the person inside kept repeating the same words, telling them to sit down and wait for someone to come talk to them. Lucy soon realized it might just be a recording, and that there might not be anyone inside at all. Panic rising, Lisa rammed the door, trying to break it open. Jack suddenly noticed a lock nearby. Places with locks usually hid clues for escaping, so they began searching for a key. But the hot-headed curly-haired man simply yanked the fire extinguisher off the wall, only to discover it was a plastic prop. Frustrated, he tossed it to the floor. At that moment, a loud mechanical sound echoed through the room, and all 4 pillars inside suddenly lit up red as well. The room's temperature began rising even faster, meaning they had even less time left. Everyone was growing anxious, but Lucy calmly spotted another clue. She found a key hidden on one of the props. They quickly unlocked the window of the reception booth, only to find a plastic mannequin inside. The automated voice really was just a recording. Then suddenly a phone nearby rang. Jack picked it up, but it only played an irrelevant message, telling them to follow all the rules. After angrily hanging up, thick steel plates suddenly dropped over the outer windows, blocking out all remaining light. The entire room was now bathed in red, and fans on the wall activated, making the temperature climb even faster. Lisa couldn't stand it anymore, and removed her jacket, gasping for air. Seeing this, Lucy quickly poured her a cup of water. After drinking it, Lisa felt much better. But as everyone struggled to figure out what to do next, Lucy noticed a hidden hint formed by the trace of spilled water. She hurried to the table and found that the coasters could be pressed. As soon as she pressed one, the exit door behind them lifted by 1/6. But when she released it, the mechanism reset. The dark-skinned girl pressed the coaster again. Others followed and pressed the remaining coasters. Jack crawled into the opening immediately, only to find a barrier blocking the passage ahead. Luckily, the new screwdriver they found earlier could be used right there. But there were 6 coasters in total, and they needed to be pressed all at once to keep the passage open. That meant they needed objects to replace the people holding them down. Lucy quickly came up with an idea. She asked others to keep the coasters pressed, while she rushed to the water dispenser and poured water. The room was already unbearably hot. She filled a cup halfway and placed it on the coaster. But it wasn't heavy enough, so she filled it to the top. This time it worked. But then they discovered that the dispenser had originally contained exactly enough water for 6 cups, and Lucy had already used half a cup to help Lisa earlier. Now there wasn't enough water left. Panic turned into frustration, and everyone began blaming one another. Suddenly flames burst from the chandelier above the table. There was no time to argue. The man had no choice but to pour out all his alcohol to fill the remaining cups. Finally, before the burning chandelier fell, 2 of them successfully crawled into the ventilation duct. Right after they escaped, a loud explosion shook the room. Fortunately, they managed to reach another chamber safely. Even though they had just survived, everyone was drenched in cold sweat. Some believed the traps were only meant to scare them, that the game designer wanted them to feel like they barely escaped. Clearly, they still didn't realize this wasn't an ordinary escape room at all. They had all originally come for the $10,000 prize, but now the situation was far beyond what they expected. Fuming, Lisa shouted at the camera, saying she wanted to quit. But there was no response whatsoever. She tried calling the police, but there was no signal on her phone. While they argued, Jack had already found another key and unlocked the first lock. But the second lock required a 7-letter code. Jack told everyone to spread out and search for clues in the room. Even those who wanted to quit had no choice but to continue playing this deadly game.